So we're getting started. We are getting started. And we are not only back, we are...
I'm back.
Malbec.
I'm back.
You ruined it, Schwartz.
Yes.
And Ager.
Right.
You ruined it. L'chaim, we're Malbec.
This is 8% Malbec. I had a gentleman, there's 4 grapes in this wine. He guessed the one that is comprises 13% of the wine.
Could it just be a guess?
No. The guy's good. He's
really good.
Oh, the gentleman from Kiddush Cup. I forget his name.
Kiddush Cup? What's Kiddush Cup?
Kiddush Cup is a store in Kiddush Cup with a K, K-U-P. It's a store in Borough Park, which we have our wines in.
What's that?
And when I tasted the gentleman who's the manager of the store, I think he's the manager, and he knows his stuff. He really knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Yossi, his name is. Yossi from...
Yossi at the end.
Yes, Victor Fox joined. Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, he's the really dedicated guy. He's there to learn, man.
It's all good.
Good for you,
about
Victor.
Robin Williams' random movies.
So we were talking about random stuff and things. I think the last thing was inspirational YouTubers or social media guys. So I mentioned Alpha M. I mentioned Antonio Centeno, Real Men, Real Style. I mentioned Brett McKay, Art of Manliness. Mm-hmm. And now there's another guy. First of all, in YouTube, I've really been enjoying Jordan Peterson. Yeah. I bought his book, 12 Rules for Life. Mm-hmm. Really good.
The audiobook, yeah.
Yeah, the audiobook, yeah, because I'm listening when I'm driving. But it's all the same. Yeah. Some of the books that I bought in audiobook actually have in hardcover. Mm-hmm. So, like The Winter's Tale. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Winter's Tale. Yeah. Now, what's the other one? What are more social media? How about podcasts? Any podcasts that you listen to or that you find interesting?
I haven't been listening to any podcasts lately.
No, in general, that you have in the past.
A long time ago, when I lived in Tel Aviv, I used to listen to, for some reason, NPR, which is really...
NPR News?
Not NPR like they have podcasts. It's not
NPR.
National Public. They have intellectual. Yeah, there was a joke. It used to be called National Palestinian Radio because they're kind of pro whatever.
What's this? When you got the time to look in the Star Wars Theory channel on YouTube, he made a fan film which was approved by Disney. Then Disney flagged it.
That is so odd. Flagged it and taking on revenue. Son of a monkey. Lucasfilm told Disney to stop it to remove monetization. Son of a...
Yeah, well, Lucasfilm is a bit about money. Let's say you need to take Lucas out of Lucasfilm.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Seriously. I think like Pixar is doing great. Pixar was Lucasfilm. Yeah.
But at first it was Disney Pixar.
So wasn't it? It was a Lucasfilm.
It was Disney Pixar, and then there was, I think he bought. I don't even know, but it was
Hi, Sonny. How's it going?
Syrian contingent over here. What's going on?
Listen, they're devout followers.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching, 3 years ago, I got an opportunity to be a mashgiach in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Oh, it's just we're keeping it squeaky clean.
Squeaky, shiny, clean.
I was a mashgiach in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and it was a resort that was rented out by the people from the parents of the Magen David students, and great people. I gotta say, great people. It's funny, like, traditional folks, but they're really into everything being kosher on the food thing, on the food situation. It was honestly one of the most interesting experiences of my life. And you guys have a really incredible community. I kind of knew it existed, but I never got a chance to spend time with you guys. And it was honestly, it was a great week. It was a challenging week. But it's something that, I don't regret doing, and maybe I'd do it again. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, but you guys are cool.
As we say, I'm the Arif.
Yeah.
So, podcasts, I listen to Art of Manliness. Art of Manliness, he's on SoundCloud and iTunes. He's got some really good stuff. Every single episode, he interviews somebody who wrote a book or did something monumental. Really, really cool stuff. He'll interview somebody who wrote a book about Frank Sinatra and his mafia days, or somebody who's done a study about beards in the ancient world, or somebody who talks about 100 kinds of things that you should do as a man, like know how to sharpen a knife and survive the desert and fish and learn how to fly a plane.
Like Bear Grylls. The guy.
Yeah, and one of the things that here is I actually have the book here. Which is it? I think was this it? Never Split the Difference. This is a CIA guy, FBI guy.
Oh, Frank Sinatra, big time involved.
Yeah.
What do you think? The town of Hoboken. How did it even start?
Frank Sinatra had mafia, dude.
Look up Sinatra, Hoboken, mafia.
Yeah, Sinatra. I mean, he was actually redeemed later on by some producer who found him and like helped him out. But listen, he was in dire need of money, so he hooked up with the mafia. I mean. Yeah. Dude, look how he dresses. He looks like Italian mafia, man.
And luckily he was a good-looking guy. He could sing. He was a crooner. You know,
they connected him with this Brazilian singer, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Fly me to the moon. My grandfather, Alava Shalom, my Zaidi, it's almost a year to his passing. He loved Frank Sinatra.
My father loved Sinatra. They were playing Sinatra tonight.
My grandmother would always say, he did it his way.
My dad's favorite song. He sings that karaoke all the time.
I did it my way.
Yep. Oh, you got to see the SNL. Joe Piscopo does Sinatra, and it's Sinatra, and Eddie Murphy does Stevie Wonder, and he goes, I am black, and then Eddie Murphy's like, I am black and you are white, and then he's like, and then Sinatra's like, and together something, so, and they do it dead on. You got to see this on SNL. If you go to like the NBC website, Joe Piscopo, it's in the 80s when like Eddie Murphy was like 21 years old. Eddie Murphy, Stevie Wonder, and Sinatra. Piscopo Sinatra.
He's My Way is his favorite track. Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah. Good choice.
But highly recommend that clip. This one SNL was actually funny. But anyway, back to you.
So one of my favorite podcasts is Hardcore History. Hardcore History by Don. I'm blanking out right now. This is Hardcore History. Hardcore History has 5-hour-long episodes, which you just drink them up like water. I'm telling you, they're really, really good. Don Carlin, Hardcore History. He is a history buff. He did a series called The King of Kings, which is about the Persian Wars with the Greeks, which was amazing. 3 episodes, each one 5 hours long. I'm telling you, it's like non-stop fun. He has something called Blueprints for Armageddon, which is about World War I, World War II. Oh my goodness. And he has also about the Vikings and the Celtic Holocaust. Wow. But I didn't listen to that one. And I've been listening to The Wrath of the Khans, which is about Genghis Khan. And
not from Star Trek.
No. But it's based on that, The Wrath of Khan. It is really, really good.
By the way, how do I go? Just want to put my thing live.
How do you go live?
Very simple, just
like this. Let me show you.
Yes.
One.
Oh, boom. Okay.
And you slide there and live.
Oh,
that's how you do it.
And then we do flipperoo.
Is it miscellaneous history or is it specific?
Welcome.
No. So Don Carlin. Just look for Hardcore History on. Whatever, any podcast. You're gonna start having feedback.
This is the definition of Israeli doublespeak. No, you're not gonna have feedback. We did this before at our friend's house in Staten Island.
Oh, because we're not doing double.
We're not doing double.
Excellent. So, Hardcore History. He has different subjects. Each subject is its own subject, but he kind of flies all over the place when he talks. So he's great. I love him. Like me and my ADHD.
Just lean back over here.
Yeah, sure.
Lean back.
Lean back. Lean on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just joining us on Heart of Israel Wines, we've been doing this for about an hour now, and finally just realized only to double phone it. But we got Amos wine from Tekoa. Hi. Michelle Metzger, what's going on? I don't even know if you're on Instagram. I don't think you are. I think your son is maybe, or maybe our friend Jacob Alul is on. So what's going on, guys? And we're YouTubing this whole thing. We're recording this, so we're gonna put it on YouTube. We're gonna send it to all you guys, and you'll see the whole show. I mean, it's like a radio show kind of mixed with like.
We're gonna upload it later. We're just gonna edit out. We're gonna edit out some of the beginning.
This is like a mix of like Torah and what is it?
Hashtag tasting and Torah.
Tasting and Torah, and then Howard Stern, not without the profanity, and then like I don't know WFAN Sports, and then like I don't know Jordan Peterson mixed with Dave Rubin mixed with like history and.
We're just having fun.
All kinds of stuff.
So anyway, in terms of podcasts, I also listen to History of Philosophy Without Any Gaps. Mm-hmm. And I find that to be fun because you get an overview of there's like 300 episodes. I just listened to the highlights bit. You want to know like Aristotle, Socrates. Like, what's the big deal about them?
Yeah.
And you just listen to it. It's 20 minutes. It's fun. Each one is like 10, 20 minutes. And you get the basic idea and the rundown. You want to know like what's the modern ones. Foucault, all these French postmodernists.
Can I tell you something?
Kierkegaard, whatever. Just like you get an idea of what is philosophy.
Yeah.
And I don't have patience for philosophy. It's just too, like the real philosophy. It's too analytic. You think about the Socratics and the dialectics.
Well, you have to know.
No, so you have a basic idea.
Yeah.
So you know what Socrates is. You know what Plato is. You know what Aristotle is. Like, listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, like you get an idea and it's fun. It's done fun.
Yeah.
So I like that. There's a bunch of YouTube channels that I used to listen to. I mean, Crash Course, Number File, whatever.
You know what I've been listening to a lot? It's actually a rabbi. His name is Mendel Kessin, and he has a whole series on connecting Torah and Tanakh and just deep sources, esoteric, metaphysical, Kabbalistic sources with current events, which is really.
What's his name?
Rabbi Mendel Kessin, Kessin. He has a channel called Torah Thinking. Literally thinking. He makes you think. Everything is viewed from a...
Don't run away. He'll make you think.
Exactly.
No, don't go.
Exactly.
Don't go.
All the current events he sees from a Torah lens, and really that's really the only way to look at it, because ultimately you could sit there and do, geopolitical analysis till the cows come home, literally, and they have come home, but you're not
Very
getting...
moving.
Yeah, you're not, exactly. But you're not getting anywhere with that. People are writing on all these wonderful magazines and analysis, and ultimately, maybe 25% of them end up being anywhere near correct. But if you're looking at it from a different perspective, now you're talking. So he has a whole series of these. He did a whole series during the elections about Hillary and Trump and Iran and China and Russia, and I just binged on them. Every single lecture was like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. And I think it's like one of the hidden gems on YouTube. Like people haven't, even like non-Jews were, a lot of non-Jews were.
Yeah, Mendel Kessin.
Kessin. He has actually a twin brother, Shimon, who also kind of talks about similar stuff, a little more like on the more melodramatic side, less cerebral, but Mendel Kessin is more on that thing. I got really into him recently. But yeah.
So I was thinking, for this first episode, I guess it's part 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something nice to talk about is how did you get here? Tell you about what you do now, and I guess your story.
Oh goodness.
How you got to do what you're doing. What things did you do along the way which contributed to what it is that you're doing now?
How many hours you get? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we could do this. We could do this a separate episode. No, seriously, man. This is like great stuff.
Okay, how did Heart of Israel Wines?
Speaking of wines,
start.
I'm just gonna get a little more here.
Yes.
You want some more there, or you're?
You can top me off a little bit, yeah.
There you
Might
go.
as well just kill
Watch the twist. Whoop! You do that twist,
you can
and
just kill. No, just kill. Oh, that's it. It's done.
no, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just wanted to do the twist.
All right. So the Genesis, or the Genesis of Heart of Israel Wines,
Which used to be called West Bank Wines.
Yes.
We did an article about this on my LinkedIn. It's
the
there.
former name West Bank Wines. When this company first started in the year 2015, people were bombarding us via our social media channels and via email. You're talking about like older retirees, American people who moved to Israel, Jewish people, who were just railing on us. Oh, you're conceding the war of ideas. Why don't you just call it Judean Samaria, or holy this, or holy that, or heart of this, or all kinds of names were thrown at us from people who are not exactly what you would call marketing professionals or branding professionals. Then another group of people, namely the BDS crowd, the Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions crowd, were emailing us, telling us we were Zionist occupiers and usurpers and all these kind of things. And then, Jews themselves are also kind of coming at us for just...
Wait, you're talking about just the name.
Yeah. Well,
what do you do?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So then we changed the name to Heart of Israel. But just to backtrack all the way to the beginning.
This guy does some really mad cool stuff. He has to tell you what he does.
I myself, Tzvi, I did not grow up in a household that you would call a religious household. or religiously observant. I grew up in a very traditional home, Jewishly, but we were not keeping Shabbat. We were not keeping, the holidays at least properly. We were doing the holidays on a kind of basic level. In my late 20s, I decided, hey, there's something to all this stuff, and I started learning more in depth. I traveled to Israel a few times. I realized there's something going on here. There's some energy. There's a portal. There's some kind of energetic field in this place. And it actually connects. If you guys have seen the movie Stargate, there's something going on over there like that. It's something similar. I'm telling you, this is the first thing I thought of.
Stargate. Wow, that goes way back.
When I went to the Kotel.
The movie or the series?
I don't know. The movie.
Because I just saw the movie.
The movie. So it doesn't matter. Whatever. The concept. So when I first went to the Kotel and I closed my eyes as an adult, I was 27 years old. I closed my eyes, and I don't know. Maybe I saw one too many. One of these movies about medieval war or whatever. I closed my eyes, and all of a sudden I just started seeing like scenes of battles and swords and blood and spilling on Jerusalem stone, and I just got very, very emotional. And I realized, I'm like, okay, there's something happening here. And then I said to myself, I have to connect this with the tools that Hashem gave us, the Torah and mitzvot and all these things. It connects, somehow all these things connect. I don't know how they connect, I just know that they do. And I have to get involved in it. I have to become a part of it in any way that I can. Whether it's spiritually, politically, because it's all one thing at the end of the day anyway. So that's when that started, probably like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, the journey began. 2010 I made Aliyah. I'm just fast forwarding here. 2013 I ended up working for an organization tied to a Knesset member, and it was with, to liaise with Russian Jews all over the world to show them what was really going on in Israel, because I'm a Russian speaker myself. And I peripherally got involved with I peripherally got involved with the, I guess what you would call a settlement movement, or the people of Judea and Samaria, or anything involving that. And when I came back to the United States, for family reasons, I think it was 5 years ago, a friend of mine approached me about doing, I had no clue what I was going to do here. I dropped my entire life and my entire, as raison d'être, as they call
raison
it. D'être, as they call it in America. And I came back, and I was just, up the creek without a paddle, chicken with a head cut off. A friend of mine approached me. He's like, hey, let's make a business bringing products from all over Judea and Samaria to the United States, to Christians, evangelical Christians in the United States, because we know there's a whole swath of people in the United States, we're talking 50 million, maybe more, who support Israel, like undying love and support of Israel, through their knowledge of the Tanakh and the prophets and the Psalms and all these things. And I said, this is great, this is a great idea. So we tried that. It kind of fell flat a little bit on its face due to logistical problems. But,
what did you learn from there?
I learned about that. I saw that I had amassed all this social media materials. We're talking about pictures and videos and just information about the wonderful place that is called Judea and Samaria. Just 1 second, folks. I just want to check why I'm not getting any.
Because nobody's on. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Dude,
it's past midnight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all right. They'll follow. They'll know. They'll listen later. It's fine.
All good. Anyway,
right now you have people viewing.
I got my Syrian peeps. What's up? Anyway.
It's fine.
So basically what happened was 2015, I decided one night, I was cleaning out my hard drive, to just pivot everything from this business of products to wine. I said to myself, wait, there's a product here that I buy every single week for Shabbat. And it's not something that needs to be imported, it's already imported. At least at that time we didn't think it would need to be imported. And my kind of naive thought was, hey, I'm going to take all these wonderful wineries of Judea and Samaria, which are like 12 already in the States at that time, and I'm going to put them together. I'm going to create a marketing campaign, and I'm going to, what's called amalgamate, unite them under, it's like Captain Planet. With our powers combined, we are the wineries of Judea and Samaria.
The power is yours!
Yes, and then...
I don't know if Victor knows what Captain Planet is.
We'll get to that, but...
Captain Planet,
yes.
He's our hero. He will bring pollution down to zero.
Yes. Very, very corny, but very memorable. So, very quickly, I learned that all these guys are friends. All the winemakers of this area are friends. Mm-hmm. By the way, why Judea and Samaria? Because every single winery is connected to the Torah, Jewish history, Tanakh, contemporary history, ancient history. and we're the only country that has this connection with wine and our history, so and our religion and our spirituality. So I learned.
Yes, these are the spirits we're talking about.
I learned very quickly that all these guys, these winemakers, are friends. They like each other. They love each other, but they have different ways of working, and they're all brought in by different distributors and different importers, and they are not going to create some kind of organization to come together. Maybe in the future they will, but at that time they were like very not about that. They were a little bit resistant. So yeah, we just proceeded to then plow through, my partner and I, as I mentioned, Yoshua, with events and social media and videos and lectures and all these things. We got on the map of these winemakers. These winemakers, it got to a point where even now that we're importing other people's wines that were never here, these winemakers are still contacting us. Hey, we got some content for you. And now there's nothing that we can do because now we kind of don't want to get into a conflict of interest situation. But so in the process of all that stuff, all that social media and those events and all the things.
Well, you still have wineries contacting you?
I mean, they know
about
us.
These kinds of things?
They know us, yeah.
What kind of things are they asking you to do in terms of content?
Just, hey, I have this graphic. Can you please post it on your page? We can't. We have our own brands now. Hey, I want to do an event. Let's do an event together. Kind of we can, but we have to toe that line.
I'm kind of wondering if you can kind of do that in a separate way where you can accept that, but you're not doing it as part of your company.
Yes and no, but we have to be very careful not to step on people's toes. For those of you watching, there's a few companies. Hi guys, I'm not going to say your name. We really don't want to step on your toes. Just to let you know, the people that are asking to work with us, we're not approaching them, they're approaching us because of the inroads that we made beforehand when we were not affiliated with any other wineries. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's all love, and it's all, we're here to work together for the same goal, to bring, Israel to the forefront as a wine producing country, and also to...
We just want to eat, drink, and be merry.
Exactly. So there's no, there's no like malicious intent here, so to speak. So...
I wonder if our viewer there just fell asleep.
Oh no, they're here. One guy.
Yeah, Victor. One man.
One desire.
One desire.
This winter, you're freezing your butts off. Anyway.
I don't know if he gets the reference.
So, as we say in Yiddish, bekitzer, now we're at a point where we're importing 3 new wineries into the United States from Israel. One is Amos from Tekoa, as we mentioned. Another one is called Gat Shomron, the 24K Viognier dessert wine from Gat Shomron Winery. It's actually our top seller. And then the third one is from something called Karma, a place called Karma Winery. Karma means Karam in Aramaic, which
not the Karma means, from the east.
No, not Karma and not Carmel, which we were misattributed in. I believe it was Biztank magazine, where my partner did an interview, and they said Carmel Winery, and I said Halavai, but actually,
one day.
But actually, not really. But anyway,
it's like they wrote in that post for that show. This funny story. This past Shabbat, I was in Flatbush. I was staying by a good friend, Rabbi Eli Natan Biton, and over Shabbat, I was at Shalom Zacher, and I met a guy. It's fine. So there's nobody watching.
Yeah, I'm just plugging.
I met a guy who did the graphics and the poster for a show that is run by Rabbi Tokayer, who his wife, Miss Tokayer Esther Tokayer works at my school. So I did a tour for them at the Met on sometime in November, I don't know. And he made this poster, and on the poster he wrote, Master Tour Guide, Nachliel Selavan. I'm like, first of all, it's Master Guide, not Master Tour Guide. And I ain't no Master Tour Guide. I'm a good tour guide. I'm a good educator. I've been I'm like, I'm not a Master Tour Guide.
Whatever people call you, let them call you that. People call me the wine guy. I'm not the wine guy. My partner's the wine guy. But just let
You're the wise guy.
Exactly. I got all kinds of inappropriate jokes. I don't have a filter, as we've seen the past hour and a half.
Oh, this has been pretty
making
filtered.
you very uncomfortable sometimes. I apologize, but yeah, that's how I roll. That's how I roll down.
That's how we swirl, man.
Yeah, and now we got David Cohen 16. What's poppin'? Carmel. Slappy lappy.
Excellent educator.
That's the boom. Wide awake. See, he's wide awake. He's
woke. Shukran katir.
Victor, you're not wide awake. You're woke. Okay?
You're woke.
Get with the times.
I think some of my students asked me, are you woke?
Uh-huh.
Hey, DCO.
Seriously. You know what woke is? It's Bali Tshuva in 2009. Okay? Okay?
We're woke.
I've been woke for 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Like, seriously.
This thing is making me
Welcome
woke.
to the party for whatever.
Make it swirl, man.
It's a little on the thin side, I'll say.
Yeah,
This thing flew away, though, at our city winery show last year. People were like, whoa, what's going on with this wine? They kept coming back for this. This and the Carmen Merlot. Hey.
Listen, it's good stuff.
It's all right, yeah.
So, with all this trajectory...
Freezing in here, by the way.
And here's the heater.
Ladies and gentlemen, they turned off, there's a wonderful company, I won't say their name. They turned off our gas until tomorrow.
How many companies
Not because
can
we didn't
turn
pay.
off your gas,
Not
man?
because they didn't pay. We didn't
Come
pay.
on, who turns off your gas? Optimum?
But because... Oh my God. Exactly. No, because there's different companies around the country. We don't want... Whatever. So they turned off our gas, and now we have an electric little thingamabob. Yeah. But we're freezing in here. But it's okay.
Really
At
cold.
least we're not outside. Which is
Hey, in
worse.
Jerusalem, it's snowing and hailing, man.
I wish I was there. Oh my God, I wish I was there skiing in the kotel.
If we should quote Ed Sheeran, make it rain, make it rain down, Lord, make it rain.
A guy who started in shopping malls. We tell our friend Hananel, he's a musician. We tell him, just go sing at the shopping mall that you work in. After you're done with your shift, go sing. In the words of Eddie Murphy, just sing. Mick Jagger's
in the words of Travis, sing,
exactly.
sing.
Mick Jagger, who's an ugly blank, could sing, and people loved it. Just sing. What do we got?
2009, 2019 challenge.
Goodness. Oh, that. Yeah.
The only difference you're going to see is that in 2009 I actually had hair.
That's Zuckerberg's little plot. That's Zuckerberg's little plot to get all our facial recognition stuff.
You know why these guys won't do it? Because 10 years ago they were in kindergarten.
Exactly. You can't tell the difference between me and me.
What was that Jim Carrey when he was talking about how people in the bar sit and they keep on talking about stuff they did when they were younger? Yeah. And this old guy saying, I used to be so fast when I was a sperm. There were millions of us.
Oh my God!
And I made it. That's like his only claim to fame.
Reminds me of Woody Allen, where they're showing the guys preparing to go to the. No, there's a comedian I saw this morning. He goes, "Old people will eventually. Old people in the future will suck so bad." He goes, "Look at the old people of today. Yeah, check out this picture of me in the album. Oh, I was with Charles Lindbergh. We flew across the Atlantic or whatever it was.
Who's Charles Lindbergh?
No, and then today the people check out this picture of me and my food on Instagram." Just lame.
Or you know what they talk about?
Lame old people.
Like Armstrong goes to the moon, takes one picture. A girl today goes to the bathroom.
In the bathroom, yeah.
20 pictures.
That's what he said. He's like, check out the picture of me in the bathroom taking 20 poses. Like lame old people, man. We're not going to get our social security. That's for sure.
Duck faces and doggy.
We don't deserve to get our social security checks. It's all going to collapse as a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, anyway, if you ever wondered why aliens haven't come here and search for intelligent life haven't actually come to Earth, it's because they came to Earth and they saw what we're doing. They're like,
because
no way, man.
Not
or
to get
whatever
too
they call
political,
themselves.
because Nancy Pelosi. Okay, that's my political statement of the night. Anyway, moving on.
And now for a word from our sponsor.
Botox. Speaking of which.
That's so full of it.
Exactly. Botulism, the fresh maker. Oh, goodness.
Careful.
Botulism, the head maker.
These guys.
It's okay. They know I run a company that brings in wine from the West Bank. My friends call me Occupation Wine. What do you think my political stances are?
Okay, we're very clear about that.
Anyway.
So anyway, you used to work for Wall Street.
Not for. On.
On
Wall Street is not an entity. It's just a place.
Okay, I'm Israeli, man.
I used to trade stocks, or as my father calls it, trading air with numbers attached to it. What is it you do? He goes, what is it you do here? This is like 10 years ago. He asked me, what service do you provide? I said, I provide liquidity, Mr. Bond. And you provide a broken phone.
How are you going to...
It's all good.
Dude, are you really like running out of battery?
No, yeah, I am. 8%.
Told you come with a full battery, man.
My brain's on 8%, as you can see. I've devolved into talking about politics.
We're not going to be talking about politics.
No.
Right, exactly.
No.
No, we're not doing the challenge. That's what this all means.
What about the Ice Bucket 2009-2019 challenge? If you look any different than what you did 10 years ago, you have to spill a bunch of ice in your head.
2009. What were you doing in 2009?
I was just starting out learning Torah, and I went to this organization called RAGE, Russian American Jewish Experience, not to be confused with Angry Russians, which they probably are. And then I went.
First of all, Russians are always angry.
Yes, perennially.
It's like the Hulk.
Yes.
That's my secret.
You wouldn't like me when
I'm always angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm always.
You know how they never mind.
Your friend Wolf Properties. Oh, what's going on, Properties? Real estate guy? Let me take a wild guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Any hoodle. So
2009.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, and then I went on a trip to Israel. Actually, before that, I went on a trip to Thailand. That was interesting. And then on a trip to Israel, and and actually a trip to Brazil that year as well. I think.
Oh, my first trip to Brazil was 2007, and then 2013.
Nice.
2011, I went to Spain and Portugal.
Nice.
And I don't really remember exactly where I went in 2009. I think I went to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I went to Madrid. I think I stopped in Madrid, but I really was in Barcelona most of the time.
Can you want to hear a crazy story? I have a friend who realized that he wants to make Aliyah due to something that happened to him in Barcelona, out of all places. And he's from Chicago. He's a Russian-speaking guy, and he just was in Barcelona. He had some weird epiphany, and he's a very rationalist kind of guy, like similar to yourself. And he just had some kind of weird, esoteric, metaphysical thing happen to him. He's like, I don't know what. He's like a lemming, and he just got on a plane.
A lemming.
Like one of the, they don't know why.
I don't know if these guys know the game Lemmings.
No, it's not a game. It's little animals that just go once a year off a cliff. They don't even know why they're doing it. And our friend, could it be people take so much pictures nowadays? They don't realize
I gotta tell you, Victor, I heard he's making a point about people taking pictures.
Correct.
I remember hearing one of the Hachamim, one of the Gdolei Hador, one of the who said he only has one picture from his wedding.
Yes.
One picture from his
Steinman
wedding.
Or something like that?
Something like that.
One of those guys.
And he regrets it.
I think it was either Steinman or
people are so focused in their wedding on getting pictures of themselves that they're not focusing on what the wedding's really about.
Yeah. I know that firsthand. I'm not going to go into detail why.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Too
about.
much for it.
You know, my rabbi tells me that what he always tells his students.
What's going on?
When they get get married is think of yourself in 40 years from today. What does this day mean to you? Look at it as if you're 40 years in the future.
Exactly.
Don't get caught up in the moment.
Exactly.
And that's a perspective I've tried to adopt to myself. All these hurdles in life, all these difficult times in life, looking at it 40 years from the future.
My parents have been married 41 years. My parents have been married 41 years. Today was my mom's 65th birthday. My father, thank you. My father made a toast at the restaurant today. He made a bracha. He gave us a blessing, myself and my sister. I wish for you to have a spouse like I have. You know what I'm saying? I wish for you, she's so this and she's so that, and I wish for you to have a spouse like I have. And it's been 42 years maybe, 41 years, almost 42, coming up on 42. So that's it. My parents got married in Lvov, Ukraine, in a justice, one of these like halls because there was no religious ceremonies.
The video of the Chafetz Chaim that just came out. The rare video of the Chafetz Chaim, when that film was found in the archives, it kind of revived studying about. Because we're in a generation of social media.
Your friend knows a lot. By the way, your friend
Victor's my student.
No, but this guy's like.
Yeah, he's mad smart.
He's off the charts.
He's really mad smart. You're really impressing Tzvi over here.
I'm telling you, I don't think highly of most 18-year-olds today. I want to take them and bang their head against the wall. But you at least I want to not beat your.
He delivers messages by fax.
Yes.
That's his last name.
How do I make people watch this?
They're not up. They'll see it later. They'll know it's there.
Okay.
Yeah. We're learning this whole thing.
It's been 25 minutes. No one's reacting. Mister, you there?
Don't worry about it. It's posted and they're going to see it.
It's like Jackie Mason. Mister, hello.
Mister, hello.
Next.
I'm here.
Okay,
where
next.
you going?
Go back to sleep.
Yeah. So I was just showing them a video about Hitler. Not Hitler. Come on.
Cat.
Herzl! Not Hitler! Herzl!
In some circles.
Mustache, beard.
Go to me.
Mustache. Stop, don't.
It's the same guy.
Don't.
See, that's the filter.
Mustache, beard. Hitler, Herzl. What's that? Yeah. If you can convey a message to the norm clearly and in a way they'll be compelled.
For example, this live video.
Shukran.
Well, as my friend Hananel requested before,
Smeagol.
That's one Smeagol for you.
I'm not sure that went really really well.
Yes.
Learning is going on.
It's all
Smeagol.
good. It's all good.
Yeah, we keep Lord of the Rings out of it.
No, it's
Look, Smeagol does teshuvah.
Yes.
Gollum.
In
Gollum does
2009,
teshuvah.
Smeagol does teshuvah. That's it.
Yes, he
And
does.
well, it's not that's it. Then I made Aliyah.
Actually, referring to the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
They
I
don't,
hear you.
No.
I thought you meant me.
No, you're not
Okay.
Smeagol.
But I did
You
do-
have a beard.
I did do True. There goes our friend Hananel. He's talking to someone. We're not sure who.
This is a very happening place.
He's talking to a girl. Don't tell anyone.
He's talking, but nobody knows to whom. Yeah. So where were we? Wall Street
Yes.
trading air with numbers attached to it.
Yes.
Do you think that contribute to what you're doing now, and how?
In a way, because.
In a way, I know it.
Because you were asking me. You WhatsApp me about to tell people about my favorite books. I don't know if this can be considered a book. My favorite writing, as it were, is something that a lot of people think is depressing. I must be a weirdo because I think it's very liberating. Kohelet, Ecclesiastes,
Yeah, of
written by
course.
Shlomo.
Kohelet,
So
yeah,
you say,
yeah.
of course. A lot of people say no. Not of course. A lot of people say depressing,
Because
strange,
they don't really
weird.
pay attention to
They
what
don't
he's
pay attention to what he's
saying.
saying, exactly. And I know, the first time I read it, I was like, oh my god. And to me, it was just like, oh my god. Hello, the stock market. Kol hevel ha'chavelim. Hello, the stock market. What I've been doing for the past 8 years. And it was one of those things that everything was kind of coming together, and I was realizing that what I'm doing for a living, yes, it was bringing me some, we call parnasah and whatever, like the ability to live and travel and do things that I want to do. Actually, compared to the parnasah I'm getting today, that was, way more, I guess, what you call efficient and better.
I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he
Yes.
was saying people try social media
Yeah.
and give up after a month or
Yeah.
two, and they don't realize
Because
that
you
they're
gotta
really
hack.
building up till 3 years in the
Yes,
future.
yes.
Because 3 years in the future,
You have to make a body of work.
right? You gotta
Like we have a body of work now.
This is what we're doing. We're just talking about what we do.
The reason there's a certain winemaker still contacting
Victor Braca is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Nachliel, listen to me very
Yes.
carefully. And I want people to hear this. The reason there's a certain winemaker who has one of the top wines in Israel, he has other importers, a big importer importing to America. The reason he is still contacting myself and my
We can't
partner
see your hand doing that. That is the impact.
is because Jew Claw. No, is because that he knows our body of work from day one. He's seen our body of work on social media from day one, and he knows what we do, and he knows our vision, and we just kept cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. Like as vis-a-vis him, it hasn't yielded any results monetarily, but other people it has.
We're creating value. We're putting value out there. We're doing stuff in the field that people aren't doing. You're connecting Torah, Eretz Yisrael, and wine, and I'm connecting Torah, Eretz Yisrael, archaeology, and history and museums. Nobody's doing what we're doing. Nobody.
Yep.
And we're out there competing with people who are doing stuff that, like what Gary Vaynerchuk was saying is that the people who don't listen to him is because they feel they don't need to right now. Hey Jerry, how you doing? Up what time is it? 2 in the morning?
Hello, Jerry.
What time is it? It's like, oh my gosh, it's 1 in the morning.
Newman. My name is not Newman, but your name is Jerry. Hello, Jerry. Oh, now we got some Arabic. Now we got some Arabic.
Selavan. It's really amazing, yeah. So I'm saying, like, but the thing is that the people who don't listen to him feel that they can afford it because they have enough money.
Yeah.
But in 2020, 2021,
Yeah.
they're going to be behind. They're going to, like, now they're the queen bee, but they're going to be the, what was it called? Used to have?
Has been.
Has been. They're going to be has been.
Washed up.
And the people who are doing social media now are the people who are going to be the queen bee. And because in 3 years from now, we're currently creating value, putting it out there. We're just like giving it out.
Do you know why
right?
they're going to be the queen bee? I'll tell you. This is my thinking, not most people's thinking, because the currency will not be shekels or dollars. The currency will be something else, and you're going to see people actually doing Facebook Live and Instagram Live from the, the Temple Mount, for example. And when we build a temple, and we're going to have our friend over here, God willing,
For those of
Mr.
you that know,
Nachliel.
I'm a Kohen.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
a
a Kohen,
priest.
and he's going to be doing his job, and I'm hopefully going to do my job with the wine, and that's going to be the currency, and we're going to be, live from Beit HaMikdash.
Do you think I can cut it?
Cut it. By the time we met,
Shkita.
you're a cut up, man. Tell you that
I
much.
can cut it.
Thanks, 'twas amazing.
Yeah, no. Jerry was with me at the Met last year. I did a
Nice.
tour at the Greek galleries.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the second tour I did with Mag and David.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first tour was in 2016.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
why do you think that there's this whole movement now into these weird cryptocurrencies that are based in ones and zeros and blocks and schmucks and all these weird things that are not even pieces of paper? Because humanity is slowly realizing that we're moving in another direction. We're moving somewhere
We're moving
else.
into the virtual, man. And yeah, this guy is the cryptocurrency expert. You got right now Robinhood and
I don't know about no expert, but
whatever.
I'm
This
into
guy
it.
spends hours. He's like, you have no idea. I just hacked those Ukrainian currency.
Oh, it wasn't that. Yeah, it was.
Whatever the hell you were
Yeah.
doing, man. It was like
It wasn't that.
It was in the middle of the night, like, I got it!
No, I basically spent one night. I basically spent one night staying up and learning everything I could about, just like I learned about the stock market in one night, about everything I could about cryptocurrency, all the ins and outs, all these right now it's like the Wild West. You have all these brokers, 2,000 brokers, 2,000 coins, learning how these things work and how these things interplay with each other. Questions from your story? I can't see myself. Thank you very much.
ignore that.
And and then one fine day in last May, I turned $60 into $5,000 by stroke of combination of just like my sunglasses being Just so you know, Mr. Nachliel, I get very distracted, just like you do.
Okay, fine. Keep
in
talking.
the middle of a sentence, if somebody does that to me, I just go.
Mr.
Anyway.
Shiny. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
exactly. They're shiny. It's shiny. So, yeah, and through stroke of, I guess, hatzlacha or luck or mazel, combined with just diligent, research and work, I somehow was able to realize a nice profit, and then I realized there's something to be, using my previous experience from the stock market, something to take advantage of. But also I realized that there's some new movement that's happening that people still don't really understand it. To the point where you have this guy, McAfee, the guy who created the antivirus, tweeting out, what did he tweet out? Something, I'm not going to get too vulgar. He said something like, I'll eat my own you-know-what if Bitcoin doesn't go to $500,000. So maybe it won't, maybe it will, but the point is that there's something happening here, and people still haven't gotten really a handle on what the heck it actually is. But I think they will soon. Back to you, Mr. Sunglasses.
So I'm trying to take this filter off.
Heritage
because-
Kosher. Oh, hello, Mr. Levy. Finally, one man.
You want to place
And it's
this?
just the man
Hold
that
on to
I
this?
it's just the man I
Just
wanted
hold
to
on
see.
The man of the moment. So
Mr. Kosher Farquhar himself.
the man.
Hello, sir. We'll wave to you.
Yeah, we're talking about what are we talking about even?
I don't even know anymore. Life.
The
As a friend-
universe and
as a-
everything. 42.
Yes. So we were talking about social media. Oh yeah, what was I doing in 2009, and then how Wall Street. You asked me about Wall Street, how this all interplays with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just realized that it's all nonsense, and then I realized that I have to go, instead of sitting in front of a computer clicking, clacking on keyboards and buying and selling numbers with air attached to them. I realize that I have to go on a mission here, even if that mission is not going to pay me anything for a few years, and it only will yield me results later. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's something that's, and I know that it's worth it because I've seen, so to speak, siyata d'shmaya, what we call, or God's hand in this whole process, every step of the way. As long as I do my part, as long as I align myself with what God wants, He helps us. And my friend Levi here knows exactly what we're talking about. You can attest to it.
Where can we finish off? It's like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Man. We were on for like 2 hours.
You know
man.
what I asked? Yeah, 1 o'clock.
And
1 o'clock.
Victor, you've been on for that long. Wow, kudos. Kol hakavod.
Levi, we have this recorded on the whole
Hazak
thing on
Baruch.
YouTube. You're just catching maybe like the last 5 minutes of it, so we'll send it to you.
Yeah, we've been on, but we're gonna post this also on Torah Intermedia on the web, on the YouTube. I'm getting confused with all these different types of social media. It's going to be up there.
YouTube, Instagram,
We're putting this up there.
LinkedIn.
It's going to be posted on our social media. So, I was going to also talk a little bit about my story and how I got to be guiding tours at the Met and being contacted by people for internships and articles and programs, and I can't. Like, we don't have enough time to talk about that. But that next time we'll talk about other things and, you know, how I came to do what I do, because it's kind of like a 20-year story at least, and we don't have time for that. But I will say that one thing I learned I started, let's just say, in education. I have been in education from September of 2006. I started teaching Brazilian martial arts, capoeira, acrobatics and stuff like that. It's all right. Acrobatics and stuff like that. And I gradually went to college and started education, and then started teaching in schools. And when I graduated, I came to the United States. I've come a long way to doing what I'm doing now, but I do find that everything I did along the way somehow contributed and fit into what I'm doing and added some aspect, whether it's the confidence to stand before a crowd and the creativity to know what to do in certain situations, the way to engage people and to kind of look at what interests them and to see their eyes light up and to know when they're listening. So it all came together to being an entrepreneurial educator, doing tours at the Metropolitan Museum, the British Museum, the Israel Museum, the Penn Museum, the Boston Fine Arts Museum, Carlos Museum at Emory in Atlanta, the Chicago Oriental Institute, the Newark Museum. Wow, so many museums. This all came about through this long trajectory, and it's a fascinating story, but every step along the way, every failure along the way, built up my way to success. I think that's a great point to stop and to talk about later. Let's just see this last question.
So this is
Alexa, hey Google Home.
It says we're living in a time where we forget. Oops. My video paused.
Chromecast.
Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? Chromecast.
Wow, looks
We're
like
living in a time where
when I said the word Google,
that's really funny.
it stopped and it said opening. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're living in a time where I forgot my computer assistant's name.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's hilarious.
That is very funny. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Tzvi. Thank you all for watching. All the Victors, David and Jerry and Sonny and Serena and Keys
and Levy.
All the other people who've been watching, thanks a lot. We're going to come back with better stuff, more stuff. Ask us questions, things you want to know. Follow us.
I hope this is taping.
Yo, it's recording.
Yes.
What's your website?
Depends what you're asking.
Heart of Israel.
Heart of Israel.wine.
And on Instagram, you are
HOI.
Hoey. Like
Wine.
Hoey Wines. And I'm
Wines.
TorahIntermedia.com.
And Facebook, just type in Heart of Israel Wines.
Yeah, and I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn. No, I'm not doing TikTok, and I'm not doing Snapchat.
Yes.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TripAdvisor, Yelp, website, blog. Oh my gosh, I can't even follow. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening. Until then, keep it real.
Laila Tov.
Laila Tov.